At 10.
The whole point of your police force is to reduce crime rates. Why are you not listening to us? Why are you not listening to us?
It's a question.
So what are you going to do?
That's one thing.
Protests over racial injustice continue across the nation today, including here in Madison. Protesters shut down East Washington Avenue at Stoughton Road today, confronting interim Chief of Police Vic Wall. They called on Madison police to do more to address their demands and have a concise plan for police reform. Interim Chief Wall told them he was there to listen and show support. There was another protest in downtown Madison earlier today. A group of medical students from UW-Madison protested at the Capitol, joining the National White Coats for Black Lives movement. Demonstrators say their mission is to eliminate racism in the practice of medicine and recognize racism as a threat to the health and well-being of people of color. We'll hear why some of the doctors say change is needed in just a few minutes. Turning to the coronavirus pandemic, the percentage of positive coronavirus tests in Wisconsin has dropped again today, down to 2.4%. That's down from 2.8% yesterday. Health officials are reporting 272 new cases over the past day, bringing the state's total near 22,600. 2 more people have died due to complications of the virus. Nearly 72% of all positive cases have recovered. Dane County is moving into the next phase of its reopening plan. The county will start phase 2 on Monday. This allows for restaurants, gyms, and retailers to open at 50% capacity. County health officials say to move to this next phase, they needed more than half of the 9 metrics they were tracking since phase 1 to be green. Not only does phase 2 expand capacity for businesses, but it also doubles sizes for outdoor gatherings and increases sizes for indoor gatherings. More farmers markets in southern Wisconsin are continuing to open for customers as restrictions lift in counties across the state. Adam Duxer visited the state's second largest market in Beloit today and joins us with what these reopenings mean for the market on the Capitol Square.
Well, Amanda, those who were hopeful that phase 2 might offer some hope for the Dane County Farmers Market will have to wait a little bit longer. But other markets around the state say they're finding ways to make it work.
It's not quite the 100 vendors the Beloit Farmers Market is used to seeing, but those in charge say it's a start.
Basically, we are just super excited that we can have the event, even though we have to keep it to a smaller amount of number.
And today, for the second straight week, the Beloit Farmers Market opened for 27 vendors and limited crowds, a max of just 200 people.
So far, everybody's so grateful that we're just able to hold this event. They understand there's going to have to be some restrictions.
With Rock County in phase 2 of reopening, they're hopeful those restrictions will lessen as time goes on. In Dane County, 65 farmers and about 1,000 customers each week still rely on pickup at the Alliant Energy Center.
Clearly, pretty much everything about this season has surprised us. Clearly, no one could anticipate the COVID-19 and then all of the cancellations that went along with that.
But despite Dane County moving into phase 2 as well, market manager Sarah Elliott says reopening the market at Capitol Square hinges on the state of Wisconsin reissuing a permit allowing the market to take place.
And at this point in time, we have not had any clear indication that they don't intend to. It's considered suspended right now, and we will certainly continue to work with the state and the other stakeholders to determine when we would be allowed to reopen.
And until that permit comes back, drive-through is the way to go.
Elliott says one of the silver linings to the pandemic is that she's seen a lot of consumers and members of our community that are more engaged with consuming locally. For details about the Dane County Farmers Market as well as the Beloit Farmers Market, visit our website, channel3000.com.
Thank you so much, Adam. Some Madison nightclubs are preparing to reopen, but not all plan to allow 50% capacity. The Crucible just reopened last night. They have some small events next weekend planned, but they plan to stay at 25% capacity, which means less than 50 people to prevent the spread of COVID. They also plan to set up 4 different zones on the dance floor.
Will allow anybody who's already sort of the same quarantine unit to share a corner and dance, so that you're with people where there isn't any extra risk of transmission or anything like that.
People will also have to wear masks while on the dance floor. Live music is returning to Madison as well. Comeback Inn Bar and Restaurant celebrated reopening with some live music out on the patio today. The band Railhopper performed outside with tables socially distanced for listeners.
It's hard for me to wear a mask and sing at the same time, obviously, and things will never be perfect, but we're trying to do the best we can with it.
Railhopper has canceled indoor shows. Normally they'd be playing every weekend, but right now they only have a handful of outdoor shows. More local news now. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is investigating an armed robbery at a Sun Prairie gas station early this morning. Officials say a man with a silver handgun entered the BP on County Highway TT around 2 o'clock. The employee was able to get to a safe place behind a locked door. The man, who deputies say is about 5'10", was wearing a dark face mask. He left the gas station with several items. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Dane County Sheriff's Office. 7 people are in Columbia County custody on drug-related charges. The Sheriff's Office says all 7 were arrested last night, starting with a traffic stop in the town of Decorah. 6 others were arrested during traffic stops led by deputies at a truck stop and a Days Inn in the town of Caledonia. All 7 are currently at the Columbia County Jail awaiting court appearances. Let's get a look at your first warn weather with Dana Fulton. A little cool today, but lots of sunshine.
Plenty of sunshine. It's always nice when the forecast lines up and is nice on the weekends. And tomorrow looks like another really pleasant day. Today we had a high of 68 in Madison under that mostly sunny sky. Here's the good news. As we look at these lines over the next 48 hours, you can see our temperatures. The orange line jumps up during the daytime, dips back down at night, and then jumps up again. But our dew points should stay fairly low in the 40s and below 50 degrees. Tomorrow we'll see high temperatures in the low 70s with a mostly sunny sky, so not quite as cool as today, but still very pleasant outside. Hopefully you're able to enjoy it because it is going to be a little warmer for the week ahead. We'll take a closer look at your full forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Dana. A Wendy's parking lot in Atlanta is now at the center of the nationwide protests after a man was shot and killed by police last night. A key piece of evidence is surveillance video from the restaurant that captures the shooting as it unfolds. CBS News' Danya Bacchus has more.
This video shows 2 white Atlanta police officers wrestling with 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks at a Wendy's drive-thru Friday night. Brooks gets one of the cops' tasers and runs with the officers in pursuit. Surveillance video shows what happens next.
It appears to the eye that he points the taser at the Atlanta officer. At that point, the Atlanta officer reaches down and retrieves his weapon from his holster, discharges it, strikes Mr. Brooks there on the parking lot, and he goes down.
Brooks died at the hospital.
I do not believe that this was a justified use of deadly force and have called for the immediate termination of the officer.
Authorities say the incident began late Friday when police were called about a person asleep in his car blocking the Wendy's drive-thru lane. The mayor says after a series of questions and administering a sobriety test, officers attempted to arrest Mr. Brooks. Cell phone video shows the shooting's aftermath.
I saw y'all talking to him for 20 minutes, dude. Unarmed. And you pull a gun, dude? Wow. Wow. I feel like both of your careers are definitely done.
The mayor announced the police chief is stepping down. Protesters gather near the scene and in other parts of the city. State investigators and the local district attorney will lead separate probes and determine whether charges will be filed. Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The names of the officers involved in that shooting have not been released. President Trump spent his day at the West Point graduation ceremony. It was a traditional event with new twists in light of COVID-19. During his commencement speech, the president praised the institution as a symbol of American values and thanked the graduates for their service.
West Point is a universal symbol of American gallantry, loyalty, devotion, discipline, and great skill. There is no place on earth I would rather be than right here with all of you. It's a great honor.
The grads received their commissions digitally this year due to the pandemic. They also sat 6 feet apart on the field rather than packing into a stadium. Friends and family had to watch online. Today's West Point graduating class made history, graduating its first observant Sikh woman to complete the path to a 4-year degree. Second Lieutenant Anmal Narang is a second-generation immigrant from Georgia. She did a year of undergrad at Georgia Tech before transferring to West Point, where she graduated with a degree in nuclear engineering. She says she hopes her graduation shows how diverse the military and the U.S. is as a whole. The U.S. Secret Service now says at least one agent did, in fact, use pepper spray on protesters in Lafayette Square earlier this month. In a statement today, the agency says it's correcting its previous statement on the matter. Government forces cleared peaceful protesters out of the square that day. Minutes later, President Trump walked from the White House to a nearby church to pose with a Bible. Several military generals have said they regret being part of that photo op. Former FBI Director William S. Sessions passed away yesterday in San Antonio. The 90-year-old served under 3 presidents. He was appointed as FBI Director by Republican President Ronald Reagan in 1987. Sessions continued to serve in the position under the George H.W. Bush administration, but was fired by President Bill Clinton in 1993. Joe Biden says Democrats need to win up and down the ballot to be successful this November. The presumptive Democratic nominee made the comments in a pre-recorded video at the Nevada Democratic State Convention tonight.
As president, I'll protect dreamers and their families. And on day 1, I will introduce immigration reform to make sure we protect health care, rebuild the economy in ways that bring everybody along, everybody.
Biden appeared in the Wisconsin State Convention last night, issuing a similar message. Both the Nevada and Wisconsin conventions were virtual this year due to the pandemic. Still ahead on News 3 Now at 10, see how demonstrators across the country are supporting the Black Lives Matter movement during the 3rd weekend of nationwide protests.
The open road, the wind in your hair, the feeling of freedom that drives us to go out and discover. At Chevy, we're committed to getting you there with confidence and peace of mind. That's why your Chevy Clean dealers commit to using enhanced vehicle cleaning measures with CDC-approved cleansers. If you need a new Silverado, get 0% APR for 72 months or $5,500 cash allowance on all Silverado Crew Cab pickups. You may even shop online and take delivery at home where available.
We asked real customers what they really love about Spectrum Internet and TV.
Spectrum Internet has the fastest speeds for everything I do.
There is no turning wheel. It's immediate.
Spectrum is the fastest. Bam.
Get the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance with Spectrum Internet, delivering starting speeds of 200 megabits. That's more than enough for all your devices for $44.99 a month. Call 833-906-4499.
I can't get over how much on-demand Spectrum has. I can literally watch a new movie every night.
I got all my shows, and he's got all his shows.
With the Spectrum TV app, I can watch live TV anywhere. It's perfect.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on-demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go, all from $44.99 a month. Call 833-906-4499.
The fact that they don't have contracts, that says a lot about their service.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Install Spectrum services yourself. Get a self-installation kit shipped right to your home. Call 833-906-4499.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With special offers like 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Now get 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Contact your Ford dealer or stop by today. Every day, our doctors and nurses, our cooks, housekeepers, therapists, and every member of your healthcare team give the most of themselves to care for you, to care for our community. These are your champions of health.
While many restaurants have been shut down over the past few months, one has been making plans to open. We'll tell you about Madison's newest restaurant Sunday morning.
And it'll be a great day for outdoor dinner plans before a hot week ahead. The forecast Sunday at 6:30.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Say that you want change, but you show up here with not a single idea of what that change would look like. When we are telling you exactly what it would look like.
Listen to her.
This was the scene this afternoon when Madison Police Chief Vic Walls showed up at a protest on East Washington Avenue at Stoughton Road. Like many protesters across the country, this group is calling on police to do more to make changes in their training and to address police brutality. Earlier today, a group of medical students from UW-Madison also protested, this time at the Capitol, joining the national movement, White Coats for Black Lives. Their mission is to eliminate racism in the practice of medicine and recognize racism as a threat to the health and well-being of people of color. As Gabriella Becerra explains, Madison physicians and medical students are vowing to be leaders of that change in this community.
Medical professionals in white coats flooded the state capitol. An effort to eliminate racial disparity and bias from their profession.
He cried out and he said, "I can't breathe." And when he did that, every healthcare professional around the nation heard him, and that is why we are here today.
Physicians say unequal access to health care needs is failing black people, most recently seen in the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the CDC, coronavirus death rates among black and African American people are substantially higher than those who are white.
People are dying. We are dying. And yet that is not a public health crisis.
Dr. Callistus Dita says he's rallying today because racial injustice is a public health crisis.
This is not a police problem. This is an American problem. This is intrinsically a cultural problem, and we have to fix this from a system point of view.
The organization is working toward a more diverse profession with doctors and nurses who look like their patients.
And it's something that we cannot stay silent on. It's something that as a medical community we need to speak out against.
And Dita says the change begins with simple questions.
Look in your community. Look at where you work. How many people of color work there? How many African Americans do you have around you? How many of them were in your classes? Why aren't they there? Start asking questions. I want everyone to start asking those questions.
I'm Gabriella Becerra, News 3 Now.
The Student National Medical Association at the UW School of Medicine and Public Health chapter led today's rally. They were joined by many other medical professionals and community leaders. It's not just in Madison. Protests against racial injustice are continuing across the country tonight. In Rochester, Minnesota, protesters reenacted the killing of George Floyd by laying on the ground for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, the same amount of time an officer knelt on Floyd's neck nearly 3 weeks ago. Another Confederate statue is now in storage in Kentucky. Crews spent the day removing a statue of Jefferson Davis from the Capitol Rotunda in Frankfort. Around the world, protesters are knocking down or pushing officials to remove statues that are viewed as offensive. And lastly, demonstrators in Chicago led a house music protest. Marchers followed a car that was playing music while others did the cha-cha slide dance with the dance's creator, DJ Casper, leading the group. Let's get a look at your first warn weather with Dana Fulton now. It felt nice and cool today, but that humidity is coming back later this week.
It is going to creep back in. Thankfully, though, we get a few days before we have to start talking about that humidity again. Tomorrow, not quite as cool as today, but still very sunny outside. In fact, overall, very similar to what we had for this afternoon. We'll stay dry through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and through Wednesday before our next chance for showers and thunderstorms will develop on Thursday. Our temperature trend, though, is really going to ramp up through the week. We'll be in the upper 80s by Wednesday. Again, starting to talk about the humidity by the middle of the week. Our Doppler radar is nice and quiet right now. We have high pressure up to the northwest or northeast, so that's kept things really quiet throughout most of the Midwest today. Michigan and Minnesota not seeing anything new moving in either. So we had a really nice Saturday throughout the region, and Sundays also should be pretty nice outside. Mostly clear tonight and cool outside. Temperatures will drop to the mid-40s for overnight lows. It'll be mostly sunny tomorrow. Overall, very pleasant for Sunday. For Monday, partly sunny skies expected and a little warmer. Notice our breeze becomes a little more southern in the afternoon. Some cloud coverage expected more to the western edge of the state, but overall partly sunny for Monday, and that's how we'll stay for Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Good news with our temperature trend as we look at our 6 to 10 day outlook. It's not increasingly likely that we will be well above average nor below average. We're kind of sandwiched in the middle here. Warmer air expected off to the east, cooler air to the west. And as we look at the end of our 10-day forecast, that kind of lines up with next weekend and the following week, seeing temperatures fall fairly close to average over that stretch of time. Tomorrow afternoon, very similar to today, just adding on a few more degrees. High temperatures will be in the low 70s with mostly sunny skies. A bit of a breeze coming from the east-southeast, about 8 to 15 miles per hour. So if you're out on the water, you'll probably notice the breeze just a little bit more, but it really should be nice outside. Low 70s on Sunday, partly sunny skies for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And notice that warming trend just carries us into the middle of the week. We climb back up into the 80s, get a little more summer-like warmth back in, along with the humidity. Heat index readings will be close to 90 on Tuesday, and then in the mid to low 90s on Wednesday. Our next chance for showers and thunderstorms will develop on Thursday, and behind that, we'll see temperatures drop back a little bit and the humidity drop back as well for next weekend and the following week. But tonight in the mid-40s, probably not going to need to run the AC tonight. Probably can open some windows. Yeah, it's going to be a little cool outside early tomorrow.
All right. Thank you so much, Dana. Coming up on News 3 Now at 10, will we see the Brewers play this year? The latest on the negotiations to get the season up and running next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With exciting special offers and deals across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Now get 0% financing for 84 months on a 2019 built Ford Tough F-150. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Fleet Farm has what dads want for Father's Day, whether he's chilling by the fire or heating up the grill. Fleet Farm has great deals for Dad. Get a $10 Fleet Farm gift card when you spend $50 or more on Yeti drinkware. And select Under Armour apparel for the family, 25% off our low fleet price. Plus, Fleet Farm gift cards make the perfect gift for Father's Day. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Wow, you ready?
Yeah, let me just grab my wallet.
Uh-oh, I've seen this before. Wallet way too big, skinny jeans too skinny.
I'll just carry it.
Before you break something, you should know you don't actually need a wallet. With BMO Harris, you can just take cash out with your phone. Or if you need to, you can pay them with Zelle. That works? Yeah. You're stuck, aren't you?
Smile.
Woo! Those jeans are way too tight.
That feeling you get when no wallet is no big deal. That's the BMO effect.
Save, we always do our very best to make sure we've got you covered. Restocking our shelves with help from one of the country's biggest supply chains. And we'll continue to bring our A game to get you what you need when you need it most. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites, and always a smile.
If you're going to craft a crossover for the city, you want to stay connected to the world around. You consider corners, not just curves. You let architecture inspire design. The Lexus UX and UX F Sport with a best-in-class turning radius and our most advanced standard safety system ever. Crafted to conquer a new kind of frontier.
Lease the 2020 UX 200 for $309 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
So while the NBA seems to have somewhat of a plan to start in late July, the MLB quite literally the opposite. In a saga that seems like it will never end, the Players Association has rejected the league's latest proposal and has now asked them for a set schedule by the end of the business day this coming Monday. emphasizing that players want to play and it's time to get back to work. Well, usually Rory McIlroy can never fit the Charles Schwab Challenge into his very busy schedule, but because of the COVID-19 pandemic, his calendar freed up just a little bit and a lot of eyes on the pros in this tournament. We pick it up with Jordan Spieth. He led for a chunk of the day at the Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth, Texas, bearing a long birdie putt on 8 that would move him to 12 under, but a crowded day at the top of the leaderboard. Xander Schauffele managing to break away from the bunch on 18, a shorter birdie putt for him to improve to 13 under, where he currently stands alone going into tomorrow's final round. But right behind him is a 5-way tie for second. That includes Spieth and Justin Thomas. Well, former Badger wrestler Seth Gross had a really good plan going into the summer, but then the COVID-19 outbreak kind of threw a wrench into his plans. But he took some advice from his head coach and grasped an opportunity that was right in front of him. Seth Gross has had a few titles in his lifetime: conference champion, NCAA champion.
Seth Gross is a champion.
And in the last few months, he's added a couple more to that list. Fiance and homeowner. Now you can add coach to that list. Gross was named an assistant for the Wisconsin wrestling team, something he's always wanted to do.
Try to get back to the sport as much as I can. And I know I've always had a passion for it. And it's, one of my favorite things when I'm able to help somebody reach their goals.
But for Seth, this year's goals of another conference and national title were cut short by COVID-19. So it was time to regroup a bit.
We kind of settled back a little bit, and now it's more about just staying in shape and a lot of running, cardio stuff.
And remember words that his head coach, Chris Bono, says a lot.
The 3 things that you can always control is your hustle, effort, and attitude. And that's 3 things that no matter what you're doing, no matter what happens around you, you have full control over that.
But at the same time, Seth hopes to stay relatable as an assistant coach.
Just graduated, and I've experienced, I got in trouble in college. I went through surgery and had a year off.
While staying in competitive shape.
The biggest thing for me is that I needed to find somewhere where I can continue to do that college training, because that's when I'm at the best shape of my life.
So that next year, he can add another title to his list: Olympic champion. And Amanda, all it takes 3 words to kind of inspire someone to keep on going, to put themselves on a new trajectory for success.
Yeah, and you could just really take those 3 words into anything, your work, your family, anything in life. I love it. Thank you so much, Melissa. Yeah. We'll be right back.
Today, some things do stand firm. Those you can lean on, the things that matter, and the importance of you being you. That's why, no matter the type of care you need, or the way you need it, we're here every day, safe and ready. Because wherever you are in your world, you're the focus of ours. Safe care your way. Unity Point Health Meriden, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone.
I put off treating mine.
Epclusa treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, Epclusa could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about mine.
I knew for years. Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
Epclusa is only 1 pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if Epclusa is your kind of cure.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
Now every Toyota hybrid vehicle is available with 0% financing. With fewer stops for gas, Toyota hybrids give you the confidence to go farther. See your dealer or shop and buy online. Right now, you can lease a new 2020 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid for $239 a month.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
Quick memo to all the other colleges I applied to.
I heard you when you said you were going to change me.
Transform me.
I heard you when you said you'd make me a better person.
And I said no to that. I came here to make change.
I'm proud of me.
I like me.
The current me.
And so does Edgewood College. Sure, I'll learn and I'll grow.
But mostly, what you see is what you get.
Edgewood.
Edgewood College.
Bring it.
It's here, Slumberland's huge clearance event. You do not want to miss this one. Massive markdowns all over. Closeouts, floor samples, one-of-a-kind items, crazy low prices like sofas as low as $278, this gorgeous bed on closeout for only $148, or this classic sectional for just $799. Plus, get totally free doorstep shipping. No contact, no minimum. Hurry into our huge clearance event and save. Only at Slumberland Furniture.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger.
With most big summer festivals canceled, Wisconsin breweries are trying to bring the festivals to you. Wisconsin Distributors is hosting Fridge Fest 2020, a beer fest in a box. One kit includes 15 local craft brews, glassware, a pretzel necklace, and more. But here's the bad news. If you want one, you may have to wait until the next Fridge Fest because they sold out all of the kits in less than a day. I get it. Sounds like a pretty good deal. You would want all that, I think. I would want the pretzels.
I would. I just... Okay. Anyway, weather-wise, it's going to be fantastic. Have your fest outside. You can't invite a lot of people over yet, but go enjoy outside. Mostly sunny tomorrow, similar to today. Partly sunny for Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures rising for the middle of the week with rain on Thursday.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night.